In the NBA Finals, there's always a moment that decides everything. The last 5 minutes. Money time. A player can dominate for 43 minutes and lose it all in the final 5. What if your XRP position works exactly the same way? What if you're already in your money time and don't even know it? Let's dive in. Every year, millions of Americans are glued to the NBA Finals, and every fan knows the truth. The game isn't decided in the first quarter. It's decided in the final minutes, when the pressure is highest, when one bad decision erases an entire night of perfect play. Think about Michael Jordan in Game 6 of the 1998 Finals. 45 points didn't matter until that last shot over Brian Russell with 5 seconds left. The whole night came down to one possession. That's money time. Now here's the part that should stop you cold. Your retirement works the same way. Your XRP works the same way. For years, you've been patient. You held through the noise. You held through the crashes. You did the hard part, the boring part. And you might believe those long years of patience are what decide your outcome. They don't. The math says otherwise. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Most XRP holders have never looked at the actual retirement math. So let me show you what the researchers found. Across the field, from Morningstar's retirement analysts to the Center for Retirement Research at Boston College, one idea keeps showing up. Roughly 80% of your retirement outcome is decided in a short window, the 5 to 10 years right before and right after you stop working. Read that again. Not the long years of holding, not the patience, not the conviction, the final stretch. This has a name. It's called sequence of returns risk. And the idea is simple, even if it sounds technical. Two people can earn the exact same average return over 30 years and end up with completely different results. Why? Because of when the crashes happen. A crash early in your journey? You recover. You have time. You might even buy more. The same crash right before you start pulling money out. That one can be permanent. Think about an NBA game. A team goes down 20 points in the first quarter. Bad? Absolutely. But there's still time to adjust, time to score, time to recover. Now imagine that exact same 20-point deficit happens with 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Suddenly, it's a disaster. That's the whole game. Now layer XRP on top of that. Since 2017, XRP has gone through 4 separate crashes of more than 80%. Let me say that clearly. 4 times. Down more than 80%. Each time. In 2018, in 2020, in 2021, in 2022. If you were a young holder when those hit, it stung, but you had time. The clock was on your side. But imagine one of those drops landing in your money time. The 5 years right before you plan to start living off your portfolio. That's not a dip you ride out casually anymore. That's a crash that hits exactly when you can least afford it. And here's what makes today different. Today, more Americans than ever can now hold assets like XRP inside their retirement plans. The adoption is real, by the way. A May 2026 report found roughly 30% of American adults, about 70 million people, now hold crypto. So more people are bringing volatile assets into the most sensitive part of their financial life, right as they approach money time. Now let's break down the 4 money time mistakes, the ones that quietly cost holders the most. Mistake number 1, the panic sell. Picture it. You're 60. You've held for years, and a crash hits, say down 60%. If you're 25, you shrug, you wait. But at 60, with retirement in sight, fear takes over. You watch the number drop, and you sell to stop the bleeding. The problem? You just locked in the loss, permanently. Think of the 2013 NBA Finals, Miami Heat versus the San Antonio Spurs. Game 6. Late in the game, Miami looks finished. The Spurs are seconds from the title. Fans start leaving the arena. Why stay? It feels over. Then Ray Allen hits one of the most famous shots in history. Overtime. Miami wins. And the people who left? They missed it. That's what panic selling feels like. You don't lose because the game ended. You lose because fear convinced you it was over before it actually was. In investing, the biggest mistake is often leaving the arena too early. And there's hard data on this. Morningstar's Mind the Gap research shows the same thing year after year. The average investor underperforms the very assets they own. Not because the assets were bad, because of timing, because of emotion. And that gap gets dramatically worse once you're pulling money out, selling into weakness year after year. In money time, panic isn't just expensive, it's often irreversible. Mistake number 2 is sneakier, because the system does it to you. It's called a required minimum distribution, an RMD. Under the Secure Act 2.0, once you hit 73, the government requires you to start withdrawing from certain retirement accounts every single year, whether you want to or not. Here's the trap. The IRS doesn't care what the market is doing. If XRP is down 70% the year your RMD is due, you still have to sell at that price to meet the requirement. You're not choosing to sell, you're being forced to. Think back to the 2000 NBA Finals, the Lakers versus the Indiana Pacers. Shaquille O'Neal was unstoppable near the basket, so the Pacers came up with a plan. Foul him on purpose, again and again. Force him to the free throw line, the weakest part of his game. Not when he wanted, not on his terms, at the exact moment the defense chose. That's what an RMD can feel like. You may want to hold through a bad year, but the rule says, sell now, even if markets are down, even if the timing is terrible. The choice gets taken away. And if most of your retirement sits in something as volatile as crypto, forced timing can become very expensive. Mistake number 3 connects directly to the first two. No liquidity cushion. No cash bucket. Here's how this plays out. You retire. You need income, but everything you own is in XRP. So when you need cash, you have to sell XRP, no matter the price. If the market is up, fine. But if you're in a down year, you're selling your future at a discount just to pay this month's bills. This is the quiet killer. Think of a playoff game in the final minute. The other team goes on a run. Momentum shifts fast. Your players are rattled. Normally, a coach calls timeout, slow it down, reset. But imagine you have no timeouts left. Now you're stuck. You can't stop the clock. You can't regroup. You just play through the panic. That's what retiring without a cash cushion feels like. When markets crash and you suddenly need money for bills or healthcare, you don't get to wait. You sell anyway, at whatever price the market gives you. A cash reserve is the timeout. It buys you time. Not forever, just long enough to avoid making permanent decisions during temporary chaos. Many retirement frameworks, from Vanguard to Fidelity, talk about keeping a separate reserve, typically a couple of years of spending in something stable and boring, something that lets you avoid selling your growth assets at the worst possible moment. Notice I'm not telling you what to buy or how much. I'm not your advisor. This isn't financial advice. I'm just pointing at the gap, the missing piece that turns a temporary crash into a permanent loss. Because in money time, the team with no timeouts left is the team that panics. And mistake number 4 is the one almost nobody talks about. Custody that isn't transmitted. Think about this. You can do everything right. Hold for a decade, survive every crash, avoid every panic, build real wealth in XRP. And then you pass away. And your wife, your kids, your family, they have no idea where the keys are. No seed phrase, no instructions, no access. The XRP is still there on the ledger, visible, real. and completely unreachable. Gone. Think about Kobe Bryant for a second. One day, you're a father, a husband, building wealth, planning for the future, and then life changes instantly. No warning. Imagine if everything had existed only inside his head. No instructions, no access plan, no one knowing how to reach it. What happens to the people left behind? That's the uncomfortable reality of self-custody. Your XRP can still sit there on the ledger, still be valuable. But if the seed phrase dies with you, access dies with it. The wealth may still exist, but for your family, it may as well be gone. There's a chilling reality in crypto. A meaningful portion of all coins ever created are now considered permanently lost. Forgotten passwords, lost devices, people who died without telling anyone how to get in. For a self-custodied holder, this isn't a small detail. It's the whole point of holding in the first place. If the goal was to protect and pass on capital, and the capital can't be passed on, then the game was lost in the final seconds, quietly, without anyone even noticing the buzzer. Let's bring it home. The NBA Finals will end. A champion gets crowned. The highlights fade, but your money time doesn't end. It's structural, it's mathematical, and it's coming for every holder, whether they prepare or not. So here's the honest gut check. How many years until you'd actually need to touch this money? If the answer is under 10, you may already be in the final stretch. If XRP dropped 70% next year, would you be a buyer or a forced seller? Your answer tells you everything about your risk. And if something happened to you tomorrow, could the people you love actually access what you built? Those three questions aren't about predicting price. Nobody can do that, and I won't pretend to. They're about something deeper. Whether you're playing the first 43 minutes, or whether the clock has quietly ticked down and you're standing at the free throw line in money time without even realizing the game is on the line. The great players, the Jordans, the LeBrons, don't fear that moment. They prepare for it, long before the pressure ever arrives. The patience you showed over all those years was the easy part. Real protection, real planning. That's what gets tested when the final minutes begin.